running from Mason to Malin. What's the worst that could possibly happen? It's season 4,
Episode 18.
Let's go!
Welcome back to Idiots Go Running. It is I, providing the only actual intelligence you'll hear today. Against all statistical probability, we have actual, verified news. Let's find out what this unprecedented update actually is. Initiating hosts in 3, 2, 1.
Idiots Go Running. I'm going to mix it up this time. It's number 85, episode 85. Why am I counting the episodes now? Is we're on the countdown, and I think we're going to have a party when we hit this, Andrew, Matt, and Nick. Countdown to episode 100. But on top of that, it's 118 days to the start of our run. Time's ticking. Our accommodation is all booked. Our layout of the route is underway. The plans are underway. Everything is super exciting, and it couldn't get much better. If it couldn't get much better, Matt, do you want to kick us off to the start of the episode?
I will. And I know a lot of our listeners just listen, right? So this is for the visual listeners. I'm going to put Andrew on the spot and have you describe what you're seeing in just a moment here. So here we go.
Could the guess?
Oh.
It looked like he was about to unzip his top, didn't it?
Hopefully wearing something.
I thought maybe he's had I was thinking he's had the Idiots Go Running logo waxed into his chest hair.
If I'm going to do that, it's going to be permanent. Nick, it's going to be a tattoo. All right. Here we go. Andrew, you can narrate.
Right. Matt is unzipping his top. It's now zipped below, and he's got a Guinness top with a wee birdie on it, which is the Guinness birdie. So is this...
So, exciting news. After more than 6 months of waiting to hear back, we got official confirmation from the Guinness World Record team that our run across Ireland will be an official Guinness World Record attempt for the fastest crossing of Ireland on foot by a team with MS.
Wow, get it.
How cool is that?
That is amazing. I thought you were about to say you've started playing rugby, and I thought, fair play, like that's not big of news. But that is the Guinness World Record. That makes sense. That's massive. That is massive.
So, Andrew, obviously, you're running with us. You don't have MS. So,
no.
You will be our primary witness to the record. Right? And granted, like, we've learned a lot already about this whole process where we have to gather witness statements. We have to collect GPS records, take pictures each day of our start and stop, all kinds of things. So, we're counting on you to keep us honest, Andrew. Nick, you're going to be able to say, I coached a Guinness World Record attempter, and call it that.
Well, there's a Guinness World Record certificate in my dining room. I mean,
what one is that?
It's slightly cheating because it was when, is it cheating? I don't know. There was 56,000 of us. And when we ran London marathon in 2025, that was officially, well, even though New York's now beaten it, and I've run that as well, and I didn't get a certificate. I'm not sure what Guinness were playing at, but so that is an official world record for the the largest number of finishes in a marathon. So Guinness, they send you a nice message and say, if you just part with a little bit of money, we'll send you a nice certificate. So I thought, yes, why not? But how awesome is that? And that's a great top, Matt. That is a great top.
Well, so I was surprised I still have this. I was last in Ireland, 13 years ago. So I bought this after touring the Guinness Brewery in Dublin, and I still have the shirt. So I figured this is a perfect opportunity to bust it out.
100%.
That is 100% indeed. And just go over the world record attempt then again, Matt.
Yes, it is the fastest crossing of Ireland on foot by a team with MS. So, Colin, let's tell the guys though, like this has been driving me nuts for how long? Right? Because we've kept a secret. Our wives don't even know. No, I'm just kidding. Our wives do know. But not many people know this news. We wanted to keep it for a big reveal for you guys on the podcast. Colin, tell these guys like what's been going on. How did it start? Do you remember me giving you the news?
Yeah, so Matt just went away off on one and started signing us up to this and signing us up to that. He started this minimal adventure a year early, and then he just signs us up for Guinness World Records. I don't know what he does in the background, but he just signs me up for things, and I tend to turn up. But Matt rang me, we got the confirmation through, and Matt was like, Colin, you've got to keep this from Andrew. And I was like, oh, that's hard. That's hard. And Andrew, how often do we talk on the phone?
The odd time now, I have to say, and he hasn't mentioned it once, Matt. He's never mentioned it once.
But there's been
not even a hint.
There's been nearly a few slips. Andrew, there's been nearly a few slips. I read a accommodation thing saying, guys, would you be able to assist us in accommodation? Because, we're going for and I went to read on to you and I thought, run the length of Ireland. And I nearly said it once or twice. Matt nearly slipped up. And Matt, I was saying, Matt, we'll have to get one. We'll have to get him before I slip up on a call. And I was going, Andrew, come on. We'll have to do a podcast. Let's just get the people together, do a podcast. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. We'll have to tell Andrew because.
So how long's it been going on for then?
It's too long, Andrew.
Nearly a month, right? We've known for almost a month.
That's quite a while. Have we not done a podcast in a month?
Right. It was like a couple of days after we last recorded. And Colin says, Matt rang me up. Here's the thing. I rang Colin up at 11 in the morning, which doesn't sound like a big deal. No, that was 6 in the morning for me. My voice wasn't even awake yet, but I woke up to this email from Guinness. And I said, oh, man, I've got to call Colin immediately. And so I didn't text him first, say, hey, are you I just, like, usually when Colin and I talk on the phone, there's, a quick chat first, like, hey, are you free? No, just called him. And he's like, what is going on? So that's how he found out.
How does the process work, Matt? Just give us a little, because I've absolutely no idea. So how do you go about getting a new Guinness? Well, is it a new Guinness World Record, or has this been attempted before? That's new.
Yeah, it is a new Guinness World Record. I actually learned quite a bit about the process by going through the process, because initially I was thinking, let's try and go for a record for the first duo with MS to cross Ireland on foot. And what I learned is Guinness no longer accepts records that are the first anything, because they have this kind of rule that they'd like to live by that says we want all of our records to be breakable. So if you're the first, no one else can be the first, after you've been the first. So they don't accept that anymore. So I, had to do a lot of research on, okay, well, what is the most likely way to get accepted? And turns out having a very niche record, especially if it's being done for charity, right? Like for a charitable cause, you're more likely to get approved than if we were to do fastest crossing of MS by 2 41-year-old dads and a brother. They would have said, yeah, that's really niche, but like it's not for anything notable, so we don't care, right? But instead, going the MS route, and with it being for charity, I think that's what helped. They say that it takes between 12 and 20 weeks to get approved, 20 being the max. In our case, it took more like 28 weeks to get approved. So I had almost given up on it. And they make it nearly impossible to actually contact anyone. When you go to their website and click like the contact us form, I showed Colin this. It was like this circle of death where it takes you to if you want to contact us, click here. So you click there and it says, if you want to contact us, click here. And it's just over and over. I eventually got to one where you could contact them if it wasn't in English. So I said, let me click Spanish. I speak Spanish. I'm just going to write to somebody in Spanish saying, hey, we haven't heard about our record yet. Is this approved? And that kind of set things in motion, I think, because then when you have an account with Guinness, you've got a dashboard. They track the status of your applications. You can see the progress where it's at. And things started lighting up shortly after I started kind of trying to break through.
And then there's one more thing we have to do when we complete this. We have to leave a piece of memorabilia for the Guinness World Record Hall of Fame. So what do you leave after you finish this run? I have no idea. Socks. I'm thinking a pair of signed shoes, a pair of my trainers.
So do you actually have to leave something?
Well, it's optional. They request that you leave something for their museum display. So we can do it.
Andrew could do us one of his crewman hat.
I could with a bit of masking tape. That'll make it in the museum, all right.
Yeah.
So then you said I have to document it, or what do I have to do? I have to be a witness.
So part of the requirement is we will be completing what's called a witness log, where even as we're passing through different towns or, the hotels we're staying at, we'll be getting witnesses volunteering to say, yes, I confirm that this person was here on this date at this time, and they'll sign and date it. And I believe they have to provide contact info in case Guinness would like to contact them and verify that we didn't make it up. We have, it's like a 13-page document that tells us everything that's required. So, there's a bit that goes into it. Although Colin and I have read through it, I don't believe it's going to be too much to manage. In fact, I'm hopeful that more people will come out to see us on and say, oh yeah, I'd love to be a witness. Can I sign? That'd be awesome. Right. So, couldn't be more excited for this. I think it's incredible.
That just adds another layer of awesomeness onto this, that not only are we trying to do it, but as a potential world record attempt is just absolutely magical. Fair play to you do for sorting this out. Brilliant.
Andrew, but you're very important, Andrew. You're the guy that has to cross the T's and dot the I's and do the event. So Andrew, I think you're more important. Me and not just have to run. You have to run and be admin.
Well, it looks like someone's become very important in this team of three now.
That's right. I mean,
if there wasn't enough pressure in me trying to finish the thing, well, I have to. Well, I always have to. But I really have to. Or else I might be going into witness protection. I don't know.
It depends on how you look at it, Andrew, because on the one hand, there's pressure for you to be our key witness, right? On the other hand, there's no pressure for you to literally run the entire thing, because you're not technically required to run to be a witness. So there, you've got kind of a get out of jail free card now. Guys, my legs are really hurting today. I don't want to risk being a witness for you, so I'm just going to hop in the car. I'll see you guys in a bit, right? Yeah, we don't want you to do that, though. You better be training for the whole distance.
Oh, brilliant. Nick, what do you think of all this?
I'm blown away, to be honest. This is just awesome. I never thought... I actually thought about there's fastest known times for this run. I
don't think we're going to beat that, Nick.
No, I would say not.
It's like under 4 days or something.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, and I did think, it's their fastest known times, but I had no idea about whether there was a Guinness World Record and so what it might entail or anything like that. So this is just, it's crazy, really. It's a massive extra, as if you needed enough motivation. It's just yet another thing, isn't it, to keep you going and just, I don't know, in those dark moments when you think, what are we doing to ourselves here? Day 8, mile 30, I don't know, 2. or something. It's just going to be a case of anything that you can use to push yourself on and motivate yourself. It's going to help, and that's definitely going to help. I mean, hey, how many people can say really that they've got a genuine world record that that isn't like a mass participation event or something like that? It's just not. I don't know anyone. Do you know anyone with a world record? I don't know anyone, but maybe I will.
That's right.
Maybe you'll coach people that will.
The thing about it is, Colin and I have talked about this at length. Now we can talk openly with everybody, right? And Colin, don't let me put words into your mouth, but we have said at the end of the day, it's not about the record either. Like, if for whatever reason we can't officially do the record, like, that would stink, but that's not why we're doing this anyway. We're doing it for raising awareness, for the adventure with one another, right? Like, this is epic, lifetime. Like, how do you ever top this, right? So doing this as a Guinness World Record, the whole reason behind it was to try and elevate the amount of awareness we're able to raise. And Nick, you were talking about motivation and, like, when it gets tough, how are we going to stay motivated? Colin, I'm going to throw that one to you because I think you've got a great recent example of exactly why we're doing this and the type of thing that is going to help keep us motivated, which I'm going to put the open request out there for anybody who's listening to do anything similar to what Colin's about to tell you about. Now, Colin's going to say, Matt, what am I about to tell him about? But no, I think you know where I'm going with that.
Are we talking about the donation with the message?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you two stories. So I love a story. Everyone knows I love a story. And we're going to be here for another 25 minutes if I have to tell you more stories. So I'll tell you the first story. So this story comes in two parts. So obviously what we're doing is raising awareness. And people bat this about, oh, I'm raising awareness, I'm doing this. And it's brilliant to raise awareness. And we said that. But did we believe it as much as we thought we did? We're raising awareness. It's kind of something you say, if you don't hit the mark of the money, at least we're raising awareness. I got my first message from someone on Instagram who messaged and said, can I come out and run with you? I've been diagnosed with MS. I might not be able to do loads of miles, but can I come out and run with you? And I was like, yeah, come on ahead. Bring a friend. We'll be tracked the whole way. So that was our first person that contacted us. And I thought, wow, people are contacting us with MS to run with two people, two potential Guinness World Record holders with MS. So that was the first one. Second message. Now, I haven't been this fired up since, I suppose, I was diagnosed with MS, and I thought I can beat this. I can find a cure. But this message came through, and they give us a donation, which is great. And they said their 12-year-old child had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 18 months ago. And what we're doing gives them hope that it's not all doom and gloom. Basically, it's giving that person hope, giving that parent hope. I am a dad of two 12-year-olds, two coming 12-year-olds. And if someone was to tell me that one of my kids was diagnosed with MS, even in my position, that is hard news to hear. And for us to be doing this, and that guy sees these two guys run the length of Ireland going, actually, do you know what? It's not that bad. That was absolutely incredible to hear. And yeah, I was blown away. I was speechless. But now, yeah, there's a record. Yeah, we're trying to raise money. But for doing stuff like what we're doing, that's why I'm running this all of a sudden. My motivation's kind of changed a wee bit. I wanted to do it for myself. I wanted to do it for adventure. And I'm kind of doing it going, actually, I am raising a bit of awareness. I've changed one person's life. So that's why I think it's very important that we actually go as far as we can, I suppose. Maybe we don't finish it. Maybe we do hit hiccups across the way. Maybe there are tough times, but we have that motivation. We have that person, that message. Maybe that message comes with us to say, this is why we're doing it. But yes, there you go. There's my two short, serious stories.
Yeah, I love the motivation that comes from that. It's like there is such a great purpose behind what we're doing. So that's for sure going to keep me motivated. I know. And that's why I said, hey, anybody who's listening, heck, even if you can't donate, right? Like, it's great. We are trying to raise 100,000 something, we've said, for MS. But even if you can't, if you go to www.msrunsireland.com, there's a contact us thing you can fill out. And if you've got a story of like why what we're doing is cool, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to thrive on that kind of support too. It just reinforces why we're doing this. And then we've also, so Andrew and Nick don't know this, but Colin and I have been chatting quite a lot about, hey, what about other people that might want to get involved with joining us for any portion of the run? Because we've started to get some questions. Andrew, Colin, you guys did the NI running show, and there were questions about, hey, can anybody come along, right? And so very soon we'll be adding to the website our guest runner policy, because we do want people to be able to join us. Colin has made it really clear I'm going to get sick of Andrew.
Andrew is an acquired taste. He is someone who you get have in small doses, but after a while, Matt, he's a bit... you would agree, Andrew, you're a bit odd, aren't you?
See, if you two boys want this world record with a witness, you may change your tune here. I'm starting to think, Nick, this policy's just for me.
Maybe.
They're right.
All jokes have to be pre-approved by the committee.
But there is something coming, and I want to try this. And this was Nick's idea. Has it been out yet? Has it been out? I don't think this has been released yet. This could be a wee snippet of what's to come. But on one of my chats with Nick, he suggested when we're running, and you know why sometimes you can get a bit bored and you run out of things to talk about and you don't know what to do. Nick came up with the best tip ever: top trumps.
Top trumps, good.
Wait. Explain this. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know top trumps? Is it English? Is it UK-ish?
Yeah, this is not a term I'm familiar with.
It's probably got a different name. It must exist in the US. It's probably called something else.
So you have a set of cards, right? I was actually considering getting our own set of cards made about everyone on our show and events and caricatures. And so, like, for example, we'll go into football. So players might have stats like, skill, speed, goals scored, or something else. And everybody has a reset of cards. And whose ever turn it is to, I suppose, play, they can read any one of their numbers. But if they don't beat the numbers on the other person's set of cards, well, you have to give them their card. When you give them their card, then it's their turn to like pick a skill or an ability of this person, this character, and then the winner is the one with all the cards. Did I explain that right? Kind of.
That's pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like top trumps, but you hold your own set of cards. There's no board. You can play it when you run, and I think that would be great, Andrew, wouldn't it? Remember the old holidays we used to go on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's a good shout.
That's what I say. I used to keep family camping holidays pretty entertaining for me when I was a kid, and just now you can have top trumps in almost anything you desire. So yeah.
Now, can we do this digitally in some way? Because we'll have our cell phones on us. Because I see myself fumbling with a bunch of cards. It's windy, it's rainy, cards blowing in the wind. Or are you suggesting this is for the evening after the run?
No, this is for our run. So I think all we need is one free hand. So one free hand, and your cards are stacked all behind each other. You don't play your cards like a game of cards. So all you're ever looking at is one single card, and you say, "Do you remember, Andrew? There used to be these alien creatures, and there was Pet Speg, and he was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
He was like 0001 or something. And whenever you got Pet Speg, you could never win with him. And there was Pet Speg, so Pet Smeg, you would have said 0, and then you have to hand your card over. So, Matt, you only need one hand for top trumps. It's brilliant game.
Matt, you're probably thinking, what on earth am I getting myself into here? What are these guys on about? Top trumps. But I'm telling you, there's going to be 35 miles a day for 10 days, you're going to be loving the top trumps. You're going to be looking for those top trumps because, it'll be like the 68th game you've played and there's still 30 miles to go. So,
well, I've actually gotten a couple of ideas also on how we can self-entertain a little bit. Now, one of those ideas I do have to give credit to Colin on.
It's a family show.
We'll reserve at least 1 hour a day to karaoke during running for sure. But when I did my run across Nebraska and Iowa, Colin recorded a podcast for me like every day. He would send me, literally, it would be between 20 and 30 minutes long of interesting facts about the parts of Nebraska that I was running through, about the history, about, things that people wouldn't know about that place. I'm like, you know more about this place than I do, and I'm from the US. So now, there is technology that I live on. Notebook LM is one of my favorite AI tools, and you can create your own podcast about anything. So, and I've gotten pretty, I'll brag a little bit, pretty savvy in terms of making those podcasts more entertaining too, because what most people do is they'll upload a bunch of information and just click create. It's called an audio overview. I just created one today to learn for some things about my new job. And I said, but use all analogies from Star Trek: The Next Generation and give the perspective of Captain Picard, Commander Riker, Data, Geordi LaForge, and Worf for each of the key points that you want to make. And so the whole thing was Star Trek analogies and like making like inside Star Trek jokes. And yeah, all I'm saying is like, buckle up. It's going to get fun.
Incredible.
Matt, are you doing a spin-off? Are you breaking away from Idiots Go Running? Is that what you're trying to tell us here? Because this is what it sounds like.
Publishing these podcasts. They are for an audience of one, soon to be an audience of three.
So are you doing back? Are you giving us like a tour of Ireland from your perspective? Is that what I'm hearing here?
It's one idea. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
I hate to jump in here, but I prefer Star Wars. I'm not really a Trekkie. Is that going to be an issue?
No, I've used both for podcasts that I create. I know you'll appreciate, have used Marvel Cinematic Universe. I recently did one where I said, use pop culture references from the 80s and 90s to make this topic more fun. So they're quoting songs from the 80s and 90s, bunch of movie references, Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, there's no limit to the insanity we can create.
Unbelievable.
This sounds brilliant. And for anyone who's maybe tuned in for the past 5 minutes, this is a running podcast. Just
for the past 5 minutes. If you listen to any episode at any time, you wouldn't know it's a running podcast.
If they've made it to episode 85, they probably understand that it's not a running podcast.
I strongly believe this is what runners talk. This is what runners think about. Top trumps, Captain Picard telling jokes. I don't even know.
Hey, I think this is perfect for running because, maybe people wonder, what do the people who run 30 miles a day for 10, 11, 12 consecutive days do to entertain themselves on that run, right? Like to me, this is perfect. This is very much running related.
This is groundbreaking. Guys, what an episode!
Yep, it's been an interesting one for sure. Not quite the usual.
Wow,
not the usual take on the Idiots Go Running pod, but it's been good. It's been definitely. What is it? Alternative? It's an alternative running podcast.
It's big news. It's very, very exciting. The Guinness World Record, and again, go back to Gone, the story you shared, that wee 12-year-old, the message and stuff like that. It just hits home, doesn't it?
Do you know what I'm thinking, Andrew?
Go for it, Nick.
What else are they not telling you and me?
Well, this is it. What else are they not telling us?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Guys, I'm going to have to do a bit of a hard stop, and I'm gonna head off. So It's been good to catch up, and I think, Colin, we might be catching up in about 12 hours' time.
We might do for the next episode of Chasing Nick, but that doesn't sound right in this podcast. Next episode, yeah, they've got loads to talk about. It's all about nutrition, Nick. It'll be about, because I made a big mistake in one of my runs, but we'll talk about that one.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. Boys,
Will do.
Been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
See you later.
See you later, man. Thank you.
Wow.
All right, there you go.
Official sign off. Gosh, I guess we could have done that with Nick still here.
Yeah, we should have done.
He always
Until the
messes
next
it up.
time. We messed it up. Speak the mess up.
You don't need Nick to mess it up, do you?
Until the next time, my name's Andrew.
My name's
Matt.
Colin. Oh,
Yep. We'll see you at Idiots.
go.
Running. Had to be the 2 world record holders.
Maybe by episode 100, we'll get this figured out.
A Guinness World Record. An actual, monumental human endeavor. And then they immediately discuss the logistics of playing top trumps while running. I genuinely love how seriously they are taking this. It is a true masterclass in focus and elite athletic preparation. I thought Andrew was the primary source of idiocy in this operation. The idiocy is clearly a collective, highly synchronized effort. They really are idiots. Until next time, please try to maintain a higher brain function than your hosts. Powering down.